Hey, what's up, guys? So this is my CNC lounge chair version 6, final one. So I pretty much worked out all the kinks and all the problems from the past 5 CNC iterations. Some of the problems with the past 5 iteration was the joints. Some of the joints, after you put together and take it apart several times, the joints became very weak. So once you sat in it and you start moving around back and forth, side to side, the chair would slowly become loose and then it would start to fall apart. So to overcome that, I created the mortise and tenon. So this plywood is 12 millimeter thick. So I had the tenon go to about 16 millimeters. So it will go through the first one and then stop before it hit the end of the next one. So this gave it a lot more meat to grab onto. Even though the chair was stronger, it did not fix all the issues of the shaking and rocking back and forth that will make the joint looser. It still became loose over time. So another way to overcome that was to put a dowel into it so it act as a block system. So even though if you move back and forth, the dowel will kind of jam it into place so that none of the joints will become loose over time. But if you ever wanted to disassemble the chair, you could. You would be able to remove the dowel, and then with your hammer or with making a fist, you could undo the chair and flat pack it back. The way I CNC this was with a 6 millimeter compression bit. So I take 2 passes on it. The first pass is about 7 millimeters deep, and then the final pass is actually 1.5 millimeters deeper than the board itself. I do that because my table is not totally flat, so I needed to penetrate all the way past the 12 millimeters. And then I add in tabs, and the tabs are about 6 millimeters by 6 millimeters. And then the easiest way to cut them out is with this tool right here. Is the Makita oscillating tool, and this does a pretty quick job of getting all the parts out. So after the parts are cut out, I go and grab the router, and I do 2 different kind of routing. The first router is to take off all the tabs that's left after the oscillating tool is cut. And then the second part, I use a 45-degree bit, and then I give it a quick chamfer along all the edges that you could touch, but not the edges that comes together. So the 2 plywood that comes together will sit flush with each other, but the part that you could touch along the edge, that will have a 45-degree chamfer. So some parts are double layer. This is to ensure that the parts of the leg is stiff enough so that it doesn't break. The first iteration, when I was shaking back and forth, shaking left and right, you could kind of feel the leg starting to give out. So I wanted to reinforce that. So I did a double layer on the legs, and then to quickly connect them, I use a pin nailer. So just at various spots, I would just pin it, and then I let the glue settle and dry, and that will give it enough strength so that when someone is sitting on it, moving, left and right, none of the legs will break off. So this material is 12 millimeter Hinoki construction plywood. I'm going to be displaying this all over town in Yaotsu and probably in Tajimi, Kani, Minokamo. So kind of the Gifuken area. So if you know anybody or if you would like to have one, you could send me a DM on my Instagram or Facebook page. Alright guys, that's all for now. So thanks for watching. If you guys have any suggestion or comment, please put them down in the comments. Thanks. See you guys again.